Today we have a 2015 Ford F-150. We'll be replacing the rear shocks and the front struts. So let's lift her up and get to it. So we're going to start off with the rear shocks here. First thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and put a T-bar to support the differential here. And then with a number 18 wrench holding the nut back here and a 15mm socket with our impact, we're going to remove this bolt here and just swing it over. And then remove the top one as well, same thing. 18mm wrench and a 15mm bolt on the other side. You can take the wheel off if you like. However, I'm just going to leave it on. I know some people ask what size tire this is in the past, so here you go. So let me go ahead and get this shock out and we'll get to the next side. So I now have both of the bolts from the top and bottom removed. I'm just going to slide it out. And now we're going to slide a new one in. So with my new shock here, what I'm going to do is go up top. I'm going to place it in with the bolt holding it in place and then swing this downward. And then we're going to cut the little thing holding it and just slowly let it come down and then put the bolt in here as well. So we don't have to basically pry up anything, just let it slowly go in itself. So I'm going to go ahead and set the bolt up there, cut this off, and then put that bolt in there. So I was trying to show the step that I was doing here, cutting this and letting it slowly go in. However, I accidentally stopped recording, so I was using one hand. But pretty much set up there, I cut this, and as it's slowly released, I pretty much just set it right in. So now we're just going to put the nuts back on and basically exactly in place of our impact gun. So my new shock is now installed on the right side. We'll go ahead and go to our left. Same thing, T-bar supporting diff here. As you see, this one's the one that's leaking. I'm just replacing both sides, keep it even. I'm going to do the same thing here with the wrench and the impact. But as you can see, the top is a little different. There's a wing nut there. Not sure why they do it that way, but pretty much we can just hit it with the impact on the other end and remove that. So we do the same process here and get this off. So I have it threaded up top with the new shock in place, and then I cut it, let it release until it basically met up here. So now you can just kind of lift up on this or use a pry tool to thread the next bolt. So I've gone ahead and already tightened everything down with the wrench and impact here and just the impact on there because of the wing nut. So now the rear shocks are done. So now we're gonna go ahead to the front and replace the shocks on the front struts. So we're here on the front driver's side. We're only gonna do one side just because this is a very long, not really long, but extensive process. So to get the strut out to replace the shock absorber on it, first thing we do is obviously remove the wheel. Also, what next I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this cap here, the little pry bar. I'll expose the nut holding the axle into the wheel hub here. I'm also gonna go ahead and just use an 8, 10, and 10, move these brackets as well as take the clips off as well. Just gives a little extra room to pull this forward. Once I get all that done, we'll go ahead and get to the next step. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and just tell you what I'm gonna do after that. Once I get all that, I'm gonna remove the caliper here with a 21mm socket, 1 and 1. Oh, sorry, right there. And I'll swing this to the side, just hang it over here on the sway bar, and then we'll get to the next step. So I've gone ahead and just removed all the brackets off the spindle here. Also went ahead and removed this little clips off the bracket. This is gonna pull forward, so just trying to give us as much slack as possible. Might even have to move this over a little bit, but see, I got the caliper off, all these brackets are off, and that cap off. Also, an FYI, I did put 2 lugs here to hold the rotor in place once I remove that caliper. So now with the 13, I'm gonna move this center nut here for the axle. And then once I do that, we're gonna just go ahead and start busting down pretty much all these nuts up here. They're basically holding, basically gonna be in our way. So I believe this is a 21 here and then 19 and 19. So we're gonna go ahead and get all those off. So as you can see, everything's kind of out the way now. I didn't do it on purpose, it was kind of an accident. I pretty much jumped the gun and removed the nut here while striking here to shock this off. Leave it on or else it's gonna fly out like this. It did to me, but luckily, you know, I had the nut holding the axle off and all this was loose already. So it didn't really affect anything, just kind of swung out at me. Also I had this removed as well, the outer tie rod. So pretty much swung out, so now you have all the room to access the strut here. Also remove this nut because we're gonna have to pry this down in order to get this out. So be sure to basically remove the sway bar link from the sway bar. So now to get this out, I'm gonna remove 2 of the 18mm nuts up here and just leave this one loose just so we have it holding. And then the 2 19mm nuts down here holding the strut bottom, we're gonna go ahead and remove those completely. So I've removed the 2 nuts up here and just have this one loose up here. Also the 2 down here have been removed, so pretty much move free like that. As you can see, everything moves. I'm just gonna stick a pry bar here and basically pop it out. Also, just a clarification, I accidentally said 19 here, and those 2 nuts down there are actually 18mm. So just a little clarification there. So I'm going to pop this out and get this strut out. So I've basically pried down on this, just going outward. So now my strut's free. Just gotta move that nut up top, pull it out. Little FYI also, I did remove the clip up here and swung this forward just to give us all this extra slack down here to pull it down. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and remove this and go ahead and swap out the shock down here. So I have our strut here of the new shock installed. I'm gonna go ahead and slide this in. Pretty much just gonna go on the top, put the 1 bolt in just to hold it, and then we're gonna pry down the little control arm and slide it in. Once we do that, it's pretty much the same process as we took out. So I've got 1 nut on top, and now we're just gonna pretty much go down the lower control arm and push it in. So I've got our strut in place. I'm gonna go ahead and zap the 2 18mm nuts down here, 18 on the sway bar link, and then we're gonna torque the top here to 52 foot-pounds. I've had some bad instances with the strut mount. It's up here, so I'm just gonna torque it instead of doing it by hand. It's 52 foot-pounds, and we're gonna zap those 3 down. So my new strut's in place. Gonna go ahead and put this back together here, the upper control arm spindle, but be sure to get the axle in and line up the splines before we tighten everything. But first, let's go ahead and get this position and tighten this up. So now with the UCA reinstalled here, make sure the axle is all the way in. You can see it kind of has a little indentation to where it goes. Also, if you turn the rotor, you'll see the axle move. So it pretty much kind of tells you it's in all the way. So now we're gonna get that 13 zapped back in. And zap in the nut for the outer tie rod here. Very much put all our brackets back together to get that caliper back. All right, also caliper's reinstalled. Our brackets are back in place. All lines are back on. Our tie rod's installed again. So now all I gotta do is just put the wheel back on and we're done. So do the exact same thing on the other side. It's pretty much the exact same setup. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. More videos to come.